left. 16 more minutes. Game on. 16 minutes left and out of time. 16 more minutes. It's on the line. 16. I wonder how much money someone would offer me. Like, if someone came up to me and said, I'll give you $1 million to say the lyrics aside from 16 in that song, I would be out $1 million.
If I had, if someone held a gun to my head and was like, say the lyrics, would I be dead?
You would live. You know the lyrics?
No. Gun to my head. You
head.
have to sing the lyrics.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and arrange the funeral.
If a gun was to your head and I had to do it, you'd survive. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's the relationship.
It's like that, I guess.
We are an unusual couple, you know.
Before we get into the specific topics we have for this podcast episode, what's happened in the past week?
Well, if you couldn't understand why we were singing 16,
yes.
It's because it's the 16th episode of the Unusual Couple podcast.
Yes.
So thank you guys for showing support through 16 episodes. It's almost been a year because of gaps and stuff like that.
Sorry about that.
We're getting back to it, though.
Who am I? Good. Sorry about that.
Who are you?
Hagrid.
Oh, okay. I thought you were an older British lady.
Is that not a good impression?
Sorry about that, Harry.
Sorry, I can't fucking deepen my voice.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Nice.
That was bad. I've done way better. Sorry, guys.
That's what he says when he breaks the door down in that little weird, that weird island they go to.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. That's my impression of it.
You were saying before I interrupted?
I don't remember. Oh, we got Book of Boba Fett up. What are you doing?
The blue was bothering me. Now we're good. It's just white in the background.
Book of Boba Fett up was good. Really good. Oh, shut up. Literally get out of my apartment. I love Luke Skywalker. Oh, spoilers.
If you haven't seen it at this point,
it's
Monday. They've already posted about everything on on Saturday, the day we're recording this, they actually posted a spoiler video, like a trailer.
Yeah, they posted a video of Cad Bane, so sucks.
It is the way.
I love Luke Skywalker. He's my favorite Star Wars character, and it was so good to see him back. And I love Grogu. I think Grogu is the bright future of Star Wars. I really do.
I've heard him described as the heart and soul of Star Wars. Would you agree?
When he had him jump, he was like, okay, now jump.
Is his heart in it, though? That's what Luke asked. And Ahsoka was like, so much like your father.
So much like your father. Which
I'll say this.
Kind of fucking cool.
The highlight of that entire episode was nothing we just talked about. It was seeing Cad Bane in live action for the first time, because this is something we'd theorized for so long. Never thought it would happen. It was the most unexpected reveal in the episode because we'd already seen Luke and Grogu and expected them to be in it. We expected to see Ahsoka again at some point because she's getting her own show. But a live action Cad Bane is elite. Next level stuff. Chef's kiss.
I have no comment because I gave up on Clone Wars.
You did. And it upsets me, but it is what it is.
Sorry. Sorry.
Is there any good way to segue into what we're doing?
No. Okay, so basically...
You know what? An unpopular opinion would be Clone Wars is a show that's hard to get through.
Actually, look at the bottom, the very last one on this.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
Okay, so basically, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know I posted today, which would be Saturday. I was like, give me your unpopular fandom opinions. And thank you to everybody who responded, first of all. I appreciate people that actually respond to things on Instagram stories instead of just clicking through them. Like, if I put a poll or a question or a quiz or what have you, if you answer it, I love you. But I digress. We asked people for their unpopular opinions for any fandoms. You've got the big three, no pun intended, Marvel, Star Wars, and Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Or that's at least our big three, I would say. And then you have your others, which we'll get into. Yes, DC is considered an other because DC does not really deserve to be a part of the big three at this point.
Not right now.
Which fandom would you like to start with? I say we'd start with Marvel. Keep people into
Let's start with Marvel.
All right, guys.
Eternals assemble.
We're going to start with Marvel. All right.
We're just going through unpopular opinions.
First unpopular opinion that we got is I don't actually like the Cap movies. So that would be the first Avenger, the Winter Soldier, and Civil War.
I like the movies.
I think that is unpopular.
If I were to kind of reword this one, I would say I think the Cap movies are overrated.
Okay, that's fair.
But I like them all for different reasons. The first one, I view it as like a classic MCU movie. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's classic OG MCU.
Yes.
You got the World War II vibes. You've got a great
Love
origin,
that.
I think. Villain, very one notes. These basic plot points that you have in all the early MCU movies, essentially.
Yes. I like them, but obviously you guys know I have extreme bias.
Massive bias.
Two of my absolute
Massive
favorite characters get their most screen time in the Captain America movies.
One of them's named after your favorite character.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
All right.
The Cap movies are good. I think Winter Soldier is the most overrated MCU movie. I like
That's
the
fair.
movie a
That
lot.
is fair.
It's in
That
my
is fair.
top 10. Do I think it's some groundbreaking, boundary-pushing superhero movie? I don't.
No, you're valid. Okay, the next one, and this partakes, by the way, to all of Marvel, not just MCU. And when I say that, that involves this next one. This one says Karen Page is not annoying, and that is apparently considered an unpopular opinion.
A lot of people think she's annoying.
Well, here's my thing. Season 1 Karen exists, right? Season 2 Karen, I don't like her that much. I just don't,
Mm-hmm.
She annoys me. She's at the point in her job where, like, when she works for Matt and Foggy, where it's like, you're breaking into people's houses and you work for a law firm. You clearly just need to be like an investigator, journalist person. Like, do this when you're not working under the law, maybe.
Yeah,
How about that?
Yeah.
And I know that that's not saying much because Matt is a literal lawyer, but he's also, it's just different because it's Karen. But when Karen transitions, like, late season 2, season 3 into her girl boss journalist era, love her. That is my woman, and I love her to death. Season 3 Karen, wow.
I think Karen Page is a testament to, like, riding out the wave or riding out the storm.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is, like, she's an all right character for the majority of the show, but, like, I think it's like one of the last 5 to 6 episodes of Daredevil, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
There's like an episode devoted to her and her backstory, and we finally see, like, the tragedy that we've heard about, these murmurs about. We see the tragedy that really happened to her and why she kind of is the way she is, with trust issues possibly, or just the way she interacts with Matt and Foggy. And that really made me kind of embrace her as a great character and feel for her a lot more.
I was super happy when you enjoyed that Karen episode, because I remember we were watching Daredevil together, and in like
hooked.
season 1, you were like, I don't care about Karen or Foggy. And I was like, oh, Jesus.
I did say that.
I was like, oh, Jesus, we're not going to make it through the rest of the show. And then we got to season 3, and I was like, he's going to hate this Karen episode. Like, he is not going to have it. But you were locked in.
It was
the
a
entire
refreshing change of pace to me. Like, whereas all the other Daredevil episodes, we had this, through and through plot line. But this one, it felt like a movie. It felt like a movie I've actually seen. It kind of reminded me of, and this is very obscure, some of you might not know what I'm talking about, Manchester by the Sea. It was like cold. That movie takes place in, like, Maine, I want to say, and this takes place in, obviously, Vermont. So it's like this cold, quiet town, and then a tragedy occurs, and you could just tell that it was building something, the tension between the family. Like, I like that kind of drama story, and I liked that episode. It's one of my favorite episodes in the show.
Oh, okay.
I like
Chris.
it a lot because
Chris.
it's different, and it worked for me.
He said Karen fangirl or whatever.
And correct me if I'm wrong, is that the same episode where certain things happen with Nadeem towards the end, maybe?
I
it
think
could
so.
be.
Also,
I need to freshen myself up. I need to rewatch Daredevil.
I'll rewatch it with you.
Okay.
Also, I mean, I feel like this is going without saying, but I guess a fair spoiler warning for anything is fair
The
game.
entirety of the
We're going to be
MCU.
talking about even Star
And if
Wars.
we-
If you haven't seen all of Star Wars, if you don't know what happens in Harry Potter, if you haven't seen Stranger Things,
Yep.
Outer Banks, whatever that may be, like we're gonna talk about everything in this. So just putting that out there.
Yes, we are. Can you hear your phone real quick? I'm just gonna put it on Do Not Disturb because of the
Okay.
vibrations. It's fine. It's just irritating, kind of.
Okay, so the next one stays in tune with Daredevil. It says Foggy is a better lawyer than Matt. I think that is an unpopular opinion. It's tricky because in season 2, I think Matt has a lot more. Overall, I think Matt has way more confidence than Foggy does. And there's nothing I love more than Matt Murdock's scenes where he's monologuing in
In a courtroom?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, in a lawyer room? In a courtroom, like, to the jury. I love when he does that. I wanted that desperately in No Way Home. But the thing is that in season 2, when Matt kind of sucks and he's, like, not showing up, to the court cases, and Foggy has to, like, step up, like, that's
Foggy has that moment where he's goated.
Foggy's a damn good lawyer, and then
Yes.
Foggy ends up like going into like a better law firm and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Foggy may be a better lawyer, but Matt is I think a more unconventional lawyer, which makes him good for the show.
Fair. Close your eyes.
Yeah.
You're seated for Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
You enter the theater.
Yeah.
The events unfold the way they unfold.
Yeah.
Spider-Man/Peter Parker needs a lawyer.
Yeah.
Instead of a cane,
Oh, that'd be so funny.
it's just Foggy Nelson.
I would have actually loved if Foggy showed
because
up.
that would have been so much more niche. Like, some people could infer who Daredevil is.
I
if
have
they haven't seen the
goosebumps. Look at what
show.
you did to me.
But like, what if it was Foggy?
That would have been so funny.
That would have been amazing.
That would have been way better.
So many people would have been like, it would have been like when the kid
No.
from Iron Man 3 showed up at the end of Endgame. The funeral.
Imagine it is Foggy, and then like the whole scene happens. The brick doesn't happen, but the whole thing happens, and then we see Foggy leaving their apartment building. He picks his phone up and he dials a number, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna need your help on this case."
Yeah.
And it's Matt.
That would be cool. That would be really, really cool.
That'd be so
Yeah.
funny. Oh my god. Okay,
But to answer your question, Matt Murdock's the better lawyer. If he just has that
he just
has
has more confidence.
confidence, composure.
I think Foggy
Um,
definitely gains confidence by the end of season 3 when he's like running for DA. Very confident. When he gets a haircut, ooh.
Yeah, like any of Matt Murdock's monologues in the courtroom, just they entrance me. Like, I'm locked into every word he's saying, and I love courtroom dramas. 12 Angry Men, A Few Good Men, movies like that where you're dealing with the courtroom, and I wish we got more of that in the show overall.
I would love to be on jury duty when Matt
Yep.
Murdock is a lawyer.
He'd hear your heartbeat.
Ooh, he would. I'd distract him. He'd be like, "Who the fuck is having a heart attack in the jury?" Okay, next one is, I think, unpopular for you, kind of popular for me. Tobey is my least favorite Spider-Man. He is my least favorite Spider-Man, but not like only really by default in a way. I don't dislike any of them. I love them all dearly, and there is something so endearing about watching Tobey's movies and just like watching Tobey act like as Spider-Man. Love him. Like, he's precious. But I think just by default, he becomes my least favorite.
Yeah, I think he's most people's 1 or 2, right?
Yeah.
Would you say? So, yes, this is an unpopular opinion. He's not my favorite. I don't know. This is the hardest question for me. We talk about this a lot. I genuinely don't know who my favorite is. Is it Andrew? Is it
That's
Tom?
fine.
Is it Toby?
That's fine.
I like them all.
changes like the
and
wind.
It does. And I never can like tell you with certainty this is my favorite. Like I can with, my favorite Star Wars
I
movie.
can.
But it's just really, really difficult. I like them all for different reasons. Like if we're comparing movies, it's Toby, but that's not the case here. So.
I have my answer, but that's because I'm special.
Like right now, today, I don't know. Everyone's on the Andrew train. Like the Andrew hype's there. Like what? How about this? Ready?
Yeah.
This is the way I'm going to look at this. If I could watch Spider-Man 4, TASM 3, or Spider-Man 4 in the MCU right now, I'm picking TASM 3. So that shows you. You know what I mean?
My boyfriend has taste.
But then some days I'll be like, damn, I love Toby. So it's just
I do
tough.
love
It's tough.
Toby.
I love Tom too.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a tricky one.
I'll actually read the next one.
Oh, okay.
I actually liked Brutasha.
Yes, this is an extremely unpopular opinion. However, I think to me personally, it only became unpopular when TikTok had its like surgence. Is that a word?
Resurgence?
Resurgence would mean that it would have to surge again.
When it surged? I don't know. Is surgence a word?
When TikTok became really popular, and like especially like when
was
I
on the
got
come
into
up?
the Marvel fandom on TikTok, like this is back in like early 2020, like
April 2020.
quarantine just happened.
Yep.
I remember being like, it's just seeing so many TikToks of people being like, yes, Roman Rogers is like way better than Brutasha. Brutasha sucks. If you like Brutasha, like you're weird.
Weird.
And I remember being like, I thought they were fine.
Yeah.
I will admit it
actually
is
not. Yeah. Sorry. I just said yeah because I
It's-
do that as a filler sometimes.
kind of weird when they picked back up on it in Infinity War because it had been so long since we had seen. Is it Infinity War or Endgame when they show back up? Infinity War. It had been so long since we had seen anything on the topic of Brutasha, I guess, unless you include Thor Ragnarok, where we see her for a second on a screen. That was a little bit weird, but I think within Age of Ultron, I honestly think they worked. And if that bothers you, then I'm so sorry.
It doesn't bother me. It just came out of the blue to me because we're coming off of a year after the Winter Soldier where it was like Roman Rogers might have been
That's
the thing,
fair.
So it was like
I think
I'm
that
not here to
is-
speak ill on Natasha. But
No,
like,
I'll
it was off-putting.
I'll say what you want to say.
Okay.
I'll put it into better words. I think it does it may feel a little weird because it was like kind of like, where did this come from? But I do think that also speaks a little true to Natasha in the comics, because if I am under the right impression, which I think I am, because my cited source material would be Sophia. I think Natasha has a lot of relationships in the comics. Natasha has a relationship with Daredevil.
Ooh.
Right? She has a relationship with Bucky. She has a relationship with Bruce, Steve. Those are just 4 I can name off the top of my head. Not calling her, no slut shaming. Because if you didn't exist in the MCU and I did, and I was an Avenger, and I had access to all these smart and brilliant men, attractive men, I'd date them if I could, probably.
Okay.
If I was of age, right?
Yeah. Perhaps.
Who can blame her? And who can blame them? Look at her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what
you know what I mean.
But Natasha overall was just it gave me the ick.
Oh, okay.
It kind of gave me the ick.
I didn't have a problem with it, honestly.
It's so strange. Just there, I feel like, there's no need to have a romance between Avengers and everything.
I feel like they were doing it to kind of humanize both of them in a way.
Okay.
Next is, I guess, on topic of Natasha, because it says Age of Ultron is better than Civil War. No.
I think that's just an L.
Yeah, that is a very unpopular opinion.
I've never heard that, actually.
Oh, I've heard it a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
MCU
to me,
stands.
We've said this before. She's on this.
I'm on the special side of. Oh, I'm on the annoying side of Marvel.
Yeah, like
TikTok.
to the common folk, I guess. I don't know. Everyone I know,
anyone who hasn't been tainted,
agrees
by
Civil
Marvel
War
TikTok.
is like a top 5 MCU movie, pretty much.
People in the
across
comments,
the board.
let me know if you're on the side of Marvel TikTok that I'm on, which I'm sure you are because you probably follow me. Let Chris know how annoying it is to be on that side of Marvel
Please
TikTok.
Do. Indulge me, and I hate that because I said that. That's one of my pet peeves, but please do.
Okay, next, I think you might agree with this one. Agatha is overrated.
Yeah, Agatha could never show up again, and I'd probably be happy. That's probably for the better.
I am on the opposite side of that. Here's my thing. Agatha, by the time in the watch through of WandaVision, I was sick of WandaVision by episode 6. So
there's video documentation of that.
That is true. The back half, which, by the way, I love that I can say that and people can't be like, you're lying. You're just saying that because you don't like WandaVision. It's like, no, I can
You were
go
going
back,
off on it, yeah.
I can go back and find you video footage of me after episode 6 being sick of it.
Yep.
I digress. The back half of WandaVision was only tolerable for me because of Agatha. That episode where we got her back in like the 1800s Salem witch trial shit, I would eat that up.
That was pretty cool.
I would eat that up.
Yep.
And I remember I made a YouTube video before WandaVision came out, or maybe it was after the first 2 episodes aired, going through all these theories, doing all this research and stuff, because obviously that was the most fun part of WandaVision. And my favorite thing was learning about Agatha. Like when I was doing all my little character research and all my comic book research, I was like, Agatha is so cool. I think she's dope. I also love the color purple, so she's got that going for her. And I want her show to be her through time. And I just, like, I want to see her in the Salem witch trials. I want to see her in the 1800s, and I want to see her go through, because she's 2 centuries old. That's old as crap. Like, there's so much, she's just cool, and
Is the Agatha Harkness show going to be what Loki was supposed to be?
I think it might be.
Really?
I hope it is.
Okay.
I hope it is.
Then I'm on board for that.
The thing is that I hate, yes, I emphasize the T, I hate that now she is contained to Westview because of Wanda. She should have just gotten away so that now she's an open... White Vision should be contained to Westview, and Agatha should have gotten away so that we would have the threat of Agatha on our backs. And we could just be like, where's Agatha? Like, we don't know where she is, and she's powerful as fuck. Where is she?
I mean, like, is the Agatha Agatha show going to be a continuation of where we left off in WandaVision?
It can't.
Or is it going to be like,
there.
or is it going to be like a past thing?
She's not Agatha. She's
So,
Agnes.
The book of Agatha Harkness.
Hell no. Dark Strange releases her from Westview? ?
Multiverse of Madness is going to have some crazy shit, so we really don't know.
I love Agatha. I really do.
Yeah.
And I think she was just...
I don't love her. I think she's annoying, and that's cool and all, but, like,
Colin thinks the same thing. She thinks she's really annoying because she's really campy. But I'm like, that's all of WandaVision is campy.
And WandaVision's all over the place.
But Agatha was
trying to be Shakespearean and shit.
Okay, the next thing we have is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the most underrated Marvel project. I'm going to go with no on that one, babes. So sorry. Isn't it? I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
the
it's
issue
not
with this
canon.
sentence is that it says MCU. No. I read, I don't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've said that multiple times. This is not going to be one of those Daredevil scenarios where I'm like, screw Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then I become like a big Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan like a year later. The thing about it is at least this is surface level research, I've seen that they had backstory set up for certain things in that show that were written differently in the MCU. For example, like the Darkhold apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget what else, but a few things.
I'm pretty sure it's not canon.
I don't think it is.
I think Hawkeye might have low-key proved it as not canon or like semi because of Agent 13.
But like I saw the first episode of this, and whenever it came out, I watched it, and it deals with like extremists from Iron Man 3, and I was like, this sucks. And I was like 13, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to watch this ever again.
Yeah, I don't have any desire to watch it. Sorry.
I'm not going to put myself through it, like, especially with it being that network television production value. Like at least the Marvel Netflix shows have that streaming service budget, and they're R-rated. Like they feel like cinematic, but that's like Disney Channel shit.
Yeah.
Eee.
So I feel the same
don't
with
think it's
Agent
underrated.
Carter. I'm not gonna watch Agent Carter ever.
No.
The next unpopular opinion is that Kate Bishop and Peter Parker are really annoying.
That's an L of a take.
I agree, and here's the thing. I can see where you're coming from. I think that the issue is that the 40-year-olds that are trying to write teenagers in the MCU don't know what teenagers are like. And also, I don't think Kate Bishop is annoying. I can see the standpoint of Peter Parker being annoying, but this is only just because I don't like Tom Holland's American accent. We had this conversation the other day watching a trailer or like a TV spot or whatever for Uncharted. Anything Tom Holland does with an American accent just sounds like Peter Parker.
Yep.
With Mr. Stark. Like,
Have you seen Onward? It's literally Peter Parker.
He's what? At the age to be a freshman in college. When are we going to stop stuttering? When are we going to stop doing that thing where it's like, like when are we going to stop?
Yeah, I don't know.
Never, because that's the only way they know how to write a teenager.
Fair. I'll say this. I can see how Peter can be annoying, especially in Far From Home when he's kind of being a dipshit.
Yeah.
Giving away the glasses and stuff. But in...
way better in No Way Home.
But Kay Bishop is not remotely annoying to me at all.
No,
She like what?
I would be offended if he said that Kate Bishop annoyed him because I feel like
I loved her. She's my favorite character in that show.
Good job. I love her.
Yelena is up there, but like,
I think Kate Bishop is written like a very accurate teenager.
Like I feel like most people would be on edge if their mom or dad was seeing someone new who seemed a little suspicious, and then you start to do investigating, and it's like all the signs are pointing to this person maybe being involved with a criminal underworld or organization. So she's completely justified with that whole relationship.
I just remember people complaining about her and being like, she's spoiled and like doesn't take any responsibility for her actions, like the Belle or whatever, all that stuff. And I'm like, name one character in the MCU that takes responsibility for their actions like within the same time period that they do their actions. Like they don't take responsibility for their actions until like the government forces them to, you know what I mean? Like that's Marvel. And Kate Bishop is a teenager.
I totally forgot about the part in Civil War where Wanda apologized for killing like 9 people in the building.
Enough.
That escaped my mind.
It's like, and it's so funny because I'll see people on TikTok being like, Kate Bishop is so spoiled and she doesn't take responsibility for her actions. And I'm like, I can guarantee you right now, if I talk to your parents, they could probably say the same thing about you. I know
also,
my
like
parents
in general, it takes like a special person to like actually own up to their actions, like publicly.
I will own up to my actions right now and say that I don't own up to my actions. Like I just don't.
I think I like to, but it's hard sometimes.
I do sometimes, but only
I
don't like to be wrong. So
you don't.
Well, I rarely am. So when I am, it's really hard for me.
Okay.
You know that it's true.
I know you're right. Some of the time.
98.
But I don't think they're annoying.
98.7%.
Next, what do they do? They hit the Marvel.
Next.
Yep.
Where was I? Oh, Captain Marvel is actually a really great character. I would say that is extremely unpopular, but I do agree with you. And I think
you think she's a great character?
I like her. Yeah.
Elaborate.
Okay, well, when someone says great, I think of that as just an adjective. I know you're probably thinking like, if I was tier ranking them, would I put her in great? No. They just use the word great as an adjective here. They're not tier ranking character.
Great holds a lot of meaning.
Not really, not to me. Good and greater.
Then
good
you
and
need to
greater
reevaluate yourself. Like
You're-
love is losing its meaning in the society. Like I say love a lot, but great is like
You are greatly annoying.
okay,
How about that?
cool.
I like Captain Marvel. I do think she's a good character. I think she's funny.
See,
and
you said good.
These are not my words. They're not
All
my
right.
words.
Okay, I know you said
I'm
you
not
agreed
going to
with it.
disagree with their take just because they said great and not good.
Okay, they're a good character. Go for it.
I like Captain Marvel, especially because men hate her.
Have I said I hated Captain Marvel ever?
Yes.
The character?
Yes.
When?
Literally, I've heard you. You have been on
I
the phone.
said hate?
You have been on the phone with Soups so many times before saying that you hate Captain Marvel with a fire-burning passion and want her to die in the MCU.
Oh my god.
You have. I know for a fact because I have literally texted Emma when you say it. Anyways, moving on.
I guess I did like a year ago. You're right.
This person says Agent Carter tops every other Marvel show.
Her movie sucks anyway.
No.
She's not a terrible character. You didn't let me talk.
Okay, go for it.
I don't think she's a terrible character. I like her a lot more in Endgame. I think Brie Larson's phenomenal. I literally love Brie Larson. I don't hate Captain Marvel's guts right now as we film this. Maybe at one point I did. But as a character in her movie, it just doesn't work for me. And I know that people can infer
That's
whatever.
fair.
It doesn't matter. It's out of my control.
No one's gonna call you misogynistic.
They will.
If
It's
you,
okay.
If you call Chris misogynistic for not liking Captain Marvel, like you're annoying.
Yep, you are, but Cam said it first, so it's out there. I don't care. Go ahead.
Agent Carter tops every other Marvel show. This is very easy to answer. No.
Agent. I'm sorry. It tops what?
Every other Marvel show. Did you know that Agent Carter is better than Daredevil? Actually, it's true. Fun fact. Yeah.
Again, it goes back to the network television.
Peggy Carter's solos.
Network television. That's like saying a CW show is better than Peacemaker.
No, Agent Carter sucks. Sorry. Okay, this next one says Steve Rogers is overrated. I don't think that's unpopular anymore.
I agree wholeheartedly. Is that like a common take now?
I think it depends. The only people I think that don't think that Cap is overrated are the people that are like their favorite character was Captain America. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like those are the only people, and I don't really know any of those people.
I know a lot of people who do like
I
Cap,
like Cap. I do. I don't.
who like have Cap at the highest, and I never understood it. Like to each their own. I just don't get the overwhelming love for this vanilla, cut and dry, like
Wonder Bread.
sick, literally like 1940s dude.
Like there's not even like they didn't even put like salt on him. Like there's no flavoring. At all.
Like I guess people like that, and that's cool.
I also just always think it's so funny if whenever I do meet someone whose favorite character is Captain America, I'm like, Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes are right there. Right there. And we're going to go with Steve.
And you know what I'm also thinking? I'm like, if Chris Evans didn't play Steve Rogers, like,
oh, no.
Imagine if it was like, let's think of like another handsome fella, but that's not like on this pedestal of Chris Evans. I'm trying to think. Like
looking around my room.
For example, I love John Krasinski.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that people would love Captain America as much if he played him.
I think that he would make Captain America better.
He would.
Yeah, I think Captain America would be a more like character.
Please God, let him play Mr. Fantastic.
Chris Evans, I'm really sorry if you heard me say that.
Nah, he's too busy with his
mustache.
Yeah.
Anyways, this next one says canceling every MCU actor has made the fandom so toxic, and that's not unpopular. I wholeheartedly agree.
I agree completely, and I'm going to go on a little spiel here, like kind of relating to something recently. Like people are, I don't even care if you want me to talk about this or not, but I'm going to. Like people coming at Sebastian Stan for playing Tommy Lee when he didn't do anything at all. He's playing an actor. He got a role. He reached out to Tommy Lee. He's playing the role in Pam and Tommy. The controversy around that, again, there's a Twitter thread on Cam's. They talk about it better.
Yes, I retweeted a Twitter thread if you're
But just
curious.
in general, like digging up things from people's past, any of the OG Avengers, for example, you're going to find something on anybody.
Oh,
and then
100%.
but it's like, if you look at the people who are doing this digging, like what's going on with you? Like what better do you have to do with your life? And do you want someone to dig up on you? Like I'm sure you've said things that you're not fond of. No one's perfect.
If everything I ever said and everything I did was on the internet for anybody to go and look back at any time they wanted to, I'm sure I've done something cancelable.
And the cancel culture thing, like, what does that entail? Like, you're saying, like, oh, I said, fuck you to this one person one time. I made a bad joke once, so, like, I should not be able to act ever again, and I'm a terrible person. Like, it's hypocrisy.
I'm meeting Sebastian Stan in March, and I'm terrified of posting about it, which is really sad.
People are insane. It drives me insane talking about it, truthfully.
And I said this the other day. I think I said it to Clint Stinks. I was like, the day that like Tom Holland or somebody does something bad that's like cancelable.
And that's not even like bad. It's just like,
but like cancelable, like for like what cancel culture is. Like the Marvel fandom will fall apart because people that love to cancel, like RDJ, Sebastian Stan, Scarlett Johansson, all those people, they live and they thrive upon like stand on unproblematic kings, Chris Evans, Tom Holland, Tom Hiddleston. And I'm like, the day that one of those guys does something bad, which by the way, they've probably already done. So the day that it actually comes out to the general public, like you're going to, oh God, my voice just went out. Like you're gonna, like the fandom will go up in flames. You're gonna be like, our king, we thought he was so unproblematic. And it's like, no one is unproblematic.
it's like 12-year-old people who don't have an idea of the real world. And it's like, oh my God, you're right, Cam. ScarJo, I don't even care. ScarJo's so problematic. You're right. I forgot she just had her own Black Widow movie. Kevin Feige, he saw what you did. What do you think? She's like, people are still acting right now. They would not have jobs if they were doing. Look at Armie Hammer. You want to talk about problematic? That man is literally canceled. That man's canceled because he did something cancelable. Like, you want to talk about
he is a
Kevin
Spacey?
Canceled. That's some bad shit right there. Making a comment on Twitter 10 years ago. Look at James Gunn. People tried to cancel him because he made some bad jokes on Twitter 12 years ago. Right now, what is he doing? He's got Guardians of the Galaxy 3 coming out next year, the holiday special this year, one of the best shows on TV in Peacemaker, because people were like, oh, he made some stupid jokes. That's the whole thing about cancel culture. It's like, you want to get rid of this person and like basically tell them to kill themselves or like not live because they said something on Twitter?
The thing that I hate is just like not accepting the fact that people can work on themselves and try to better themselves and try to change. Like if I did something right now today that got me canceled on the internet, I would hope that people would give me the benefit of the doubt and allow me a chance to change and like better myself as a person. But that would never happen because people just don't. I don't know. People are weird. All right.
It's crazy out there.
This next one
Craziness.
says that Silky, which would be Sylvie and Loki,
Uh-huh.
is gross, which I don't think is an unpopular opinion. I think they are kind of weird.
It disturbs me. We don't even have to talk about it. It disturbs me.
On the topic of crappy relationships, though, this one says Elektra sucks, and so does her relationship with Matt. I wouldn't say Elektra sucks, but I would say her relationship with Matt, hella toxic. Hella toxic.
Oh, her relationship with Matt sucks. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Insane, actually. And I don't know why.
She's crazy.
She's batshit crazy.
She's very crazy.
She's like...
Do you still love me?
Yeah, she's a murderer.
Do you still want me? She's weird. Love her, though.
She's the opposite of what he needs in his life.
You know that episode of How I Met Your Mother where Barney Stinson describes the craziness and to hotness scale?
Yeah, I do. Sorry, my alarm went off. I got to post this TikTok.
Where they have the craziness to hotness scale, and it's like a girl can only be X amount of hot if she is X amount of crazy. And then it's like you have the one side of the scale where it's like a girl can be this hot and not as crazy. But the area you don't want to go into is when they're kind of hot but really crazy. And I think Elektra is right in the middle.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Elektra,
she's very crazy.
I don't know.
You can say you don't like her.
I don't think she's like that attractive. Like, I don't know.
I think it's her accent.
To me,
it's her accent.
That has nothing to do with it.
No, to me it's her accent. Her accent makes her hot.
Oh, her accent makes it. I thought you were saying it doesn't make her attractive.
No.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Matthew. Love her.
Yeah, I don't know. She's all right.
I just like her character. Her character's like a fun little, I had
her and Frank carry that season because anything else is bullshit.
It's funny. I actually had this conversation with Adia, and she was watching Daredevil and she was favoring Matt and Karen over like Matt and Elektra, and I was like, ew, why? And she was like, here's the thing that you don't understand, Cameron. She was like, you are very much, you like the scenes with Matt and Elektra because it's what you don't have. She's like, you and Chris have an extremely stable and normal relationship, so that's why you like watching the craziness that Elektra is and the craziness she brings to Matt. And she's like, me, I don't have that stability, so I enjoy watching the stability that Karen and Matt bring me. And I was like, okay, that makes a little bit of sense.
Valid.
Makes a little bit of sense. I was like, maybe that's why my favorite characters are like Bucky Barnes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Okay. The next one. Oh gosh. The next one says, Steve should have gotten over Peggy and been with Natasha. It was one kiss. I'll handle this one.
Please do.
It is my as someone who likes Steve's ending in Endgame, it is my favorite thing when people, especially Roman Rogers fans, are like, why is he still into Peggy? It was one kiss. And I'm like, okay, he also literally kissed Natasha once. And another thing that I feel like a lot of people like tend to overlook and forget when they're like, I can't believe he went back to Peggy, like he barely knew her. In the first Avenger, that whole montage when they're like taking out all these Hydra bases and whatnot, like that didn't happen in a day. It didn't even happen in a week. The war takes months to end. And you think they did all that within like the course of like even less than a month? Like no, that huge like long sequence is showing like a lot of time passing. So Steve and Peggy spent a lot of time together down in the fucking trenches, bro. Like they were there for months. They got to know each other. Like we don't know what they did. We don't know if they were kissing or what. But even if they didn't kiss and they only kissed once, like they were getting to know each other. And that probably meant a lot to Steve. So,
I have 2 valid points to make. Ready?
What's up?
One, his kiss with Nat was when they were undercover, and it wasn't really, there was no real emotion behind it.
Yeah, try telling that to Roman Rogers fans.
Oh, it meant more, apparently?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And like, oh my God. Roman Rogers only has chemistry because of Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans having chemistry. I said it.
You're not wrong, probably. And then here's the thing. I think people forget that everything in the first Avenger movie, like, is basically, from the point of view of Steve when he wakes up in 2012 or whatever, right? That was like yesterday to him.
Yeah.
So for him to get over it, it's not like he was alive for 70 years or whatever.
So true.
Every day thinking about it. It basically would be like if he took a really long nap and woke up and then she was gone, and obviously she meant everything to him. So he's not gonna be able to get over it so quick.
Oh, yeah. And so
people don't understand the concept of romance, I guess. They just see this glamorous relationship and, oh, well, 2 hot people and Nat and Steve, they should be the thing instead of Peggy. Like, he's meant for Peggy. Peggy's meant for him. It's made clear as day.
No, I always say this to
Avenger.
people. Whenever I get into an argument with someone about Steve's ending, I'm like, okay, no offense, but you clearly have never been in love, because I know for a fact that if that was us and you were back in the 40s and I hadn't seen you in like 5-6 years, I'd be like, send me the fuck back.
Yeah.
If I have an option, I'm fucking going back to live with Chris.
Exactly.
Like, that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you just clearly haven't been in love. And if you think you have and you still think Steve's ending sucks, I'm sorry, you just haven't. I don't know what to tell you.
And then let's get into a little bit of hot take territory real quick. The people who were like, it's unfair to Peggy because she had a husband or whatever. Like,
It's a different timeline.
my thing with that is, first of all, yeah, but also, are we still good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Do I need to move my foot off the wire?
No, I was just moving it so I can move this up.
Oh,
You're
okay,
fine.
cool. The thing with Peggy is like, I forgot Peggy had a trilogy in the MCU and Peggy was the main character. Like,
Exactly.
It's not about Peggy. It's about Steve being selfish and caring about himself at the end. And it's not even being like super selfish. Like, everyone wants this for him.
Selfish
Tony
doesn't
told
have
him,
to have a negative connotation.
correct. Yeah. He needs to think about himself more. How about that? You know?
Yeah.
He's always putting others first.
The reason
Put himself
Steve-
first.
the reason
Tony
S-
even told him.
The reason Steve is so annoying is because he's always doing things for other people.
Yep.
Sticking his nose in places where it just doesn't
Yeah.
belong.
Yeah.
I'm happy Steve decided to be selfish, and I'm happy he thought about himself, removed himself from the situation. He's chilling.
And this is just a question. Let me know in the comments. If you don't like Steve's ending, how would you have written it? And I want to know.
People
How would you have
him-
wanted Endgame to end?
But Chris, he abandoned Bucky.
With him and Bucky doing what?
Fucking.
Being back heading back to square one. I mean, they're not going to be, Bucky has his own life. He has to move on. Sam has to move on. And that's why the Falcon Winter Soldier exists. And people just, I don't know what idealistic world people want to live in where Bucky and Steve and Sam are just buddies forever. Like,
The way I
you
see
got to
it,
move on.
I don't think Bucky would have ever been able to move on if Steve stayed alive, because Steve did nothing but live in the past. Any conversation that we saw that him and Bucky had, people are always like, Steve abandoned Bucky, but any conversation they had was either just about like, oh, Bucky, you didn't do it, you didn't mean to, or about the old days. That's all it was. That one scene they have in Civil War where they're talking before they go into wherever Zemo is, they're talking about Dot and Dolores or whatever her name is. And it's like, maybe let's talk about like something like in the present. Like, how are you? Whatever happened to hi, hello, my name is, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like Steve always lived in the past. He was always talking about the past, and Bucky could never go back. And Bucky can't live in the 40s because he's not that person anymore, and he needs to move on. And Steve just probably wouldn't let him do that. But
a line that kind of sums up Steve for me is, I think it's the beginning of Winter Soldier, when Nat's asking him about like his plans or whatever. He's like, well, all the guys in my barbershop quartet are dead, so or whatever. I'm like, all right, see, he's living in the past. So
yes, yeah.
But to him, see, the past is like 3 or 4 years ago.
No, exactly. In 2014,
it's like 2 years ago
of the Winter Soldier. Yeah. 2 years ago, I was in love with this girl that I thought I was going to marry.
Exactly.
So what do you want me to do about that? If I died and you had moved on in 2 years, I'm coming back to kill you. Straight up.
Yeah, it's crazy concepts.
But all right. Next one is hope is underrated. And I agree. I think the reason that anything involving Ant-Man is underrated is because I feel like they're just not really connected to the MCU, which is weird because they've been in movies. Mm-hmm. At least Scott has with Endgame and stuff. They've been in Civil War. They've been in other movies with the Avengers. But for some reason, it feels so separate. Does it not?
They're literally small scale. Like, I hate to use that pun, but like the Ant-Man movies are like their own removed thing that do not feel like a part of the MCU because it's very low stakes movies, and that's fine. I enjoy them for what they are. They're fun movies. They're escape movies from the MCU. Like nice little breaks, and a lot of people that I know and talk to a lot on a daily basis, you can infer, like want this hype thing with every single MCU project that's like pushing the multiverse and the boundaries, but it's like that's not what everything has to be. And I think that's why people don't like the Falcon and Winter Soldier and Hawkeye, because they're not pushing the boundaries. They're just simple stories, things we don't get a lot of in the MCU anymore.
Yeah, I agree. People don't like... With all the new magic and stuff that's coming into the MCU, people forget that the MCU started with very grounded things. Mm-hmm. And when I say grounded, I mean like characters that are on the ground, like not in space or whatever.
Yeah.
And even now, people I feel like are brushing all these like all the grounded characters to the side. But think about the characters we have that are our grounded characters: Sam, Bucky, Yelena, and Kate. Those 4 are really, really good characters. I'd pay good money to see a movie with the 4 of them. Fighting like John Walker, give it to me now.
Yeah.
Give it to me now. The grounded characters are some of the best characters in the MCU, and people just forget about it because they love whatever like magic brings, you know, because I don't know. It's more fictional.
I saw a video on TikTok, I think, talking about how the MCU like ruined film franchises in general because everyone wants to go back to like nostalgia cameos, like how everyone's coming back in the new Jurassic World movie and like Star Wars. We got like, you know, Boba Fett show got rated by a bunch of other people. And in a way, I think the MCU not ruined itself, but kind of spoiled every other project that's not a big team up movie. Because fans, including us, kind of got spoiled. Like, Shang-Chi is a fantastic movie, but a lot of people forgot about it, you know, because of No Way Home. And then Multiverse of Madness, too. Like, after that, people are going to be like, Thor, Love, and Thunder, which could be a damn good movie. People are going to be like, it just didn't have enough. Like, you know, where was all these people?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I also hate the whole notion of, like, where's, when the Falcon Soldier was coming out, people were like, where's Peter Parker? Like, where's Spider-Man? And I'm like, I don't know, probably grieving Tony Stark's death because it's only been like 6 months since Endgame. Like, he's busy catching up on homework. I don't know what to tell you.
I think about that too, but I know it's like stupid. It would be out of place for them to show up.
You can think about it, but it's like to have that as an actual gripe with a show is like, I think that's a bit much. It's like,
I agree, actually.
You want your actual reason as to where Peter Parker is. They didn't want to pay for Tom Holland. That's
Money.
Your answer. Like, that's literally your answer, and you have to. It gets to a point where it's like you have to literally take a step back and understand that this is fictional. And, like, can they pay for Tom Holland to be in 5 minutes in Falcon and Winter Soldier? No. Do they want to? No. Like, that's your answer. And then if you can't take that, if you can't understand that this is fictional and that's literally why, then, like,
it's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think about it, too, when I'm watching, like, Punisher. I'm like, I wonder where Matt Murdock is right now. Like, it's fun to wonder, but I think that adds to the escapism of it. It's like, you're always wondering where they are, and it's like you can draw your own fan fiction in your head of what's going on with Matt Murdock right now.
If you're watching Punisher season 2 and you're wondering where Matt Murdock is, your answer is that Daredevil was canceled. That's your answer.
Damn.
That's your answer.
I think Murdock would have pulled up.
Uh-huh.
Imagine that. Hey,
That'd
Red.
Fun. That would be so much fun.
I don't need you, Red. Russo.
Okay. This next one says, the only reason people like Tony is because he started the MCU. I think that's an unpopular opinion.
Let's just put it this way. If Thor was the first MCU movie, do you think that he would be the fan favorite character? I'm asking you.
No, because his first movie.
If the same exact Thor movie that we got came out in 2008 and we got Iron Man 2 or 3 years later, I still think everyone would love Iron Man more than Thor and Captain America. That's my argument here. Just because it came out first does not mean that is why people love him. It's RDJ. He's got the star power and charisma.
Yeah.
He's a lovable, charming guy. Snarky, sarcastic asshole. He's a great hero. Great character. The best in the MCU, in my opinion. He passed away, obviously, but I
thought
think
you meant RDJ for a second.
I don't
I was like, what
think
the fuck?
that, if like another movie, like if the Hulk movie was the first one, like he wouldn't be people wouldn't be like, oh, you only like Hulk because it was the first movie. Like that just wouldn't be a thing.
No, not at all. All right, this next one is 1,000,000% an unpopular opinion, but I agree with it 1,000,000% as well. It says The Falcon Winter Soldier was the best Disney Plus show. To me, it was.
That's a wildly unpopular opinion now.
Extremely
it's
unpopular.
Like, people were, how I do the keep, watch, burn?
Yeah.
Someone said keep Loki, watch WandaVision, incinerate The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh my God.
Like, I must have...
It's not that bad. What show were you guys watching? Like, it genuinely was not a bad show.
It isn't. And people, again, Cam, it didn't have these crazy theories each week, and then it was sandwiched between two magical, mystical, multiversal type things.
Here's the thing. You could theorize for the Falcon Winter Soldier. People just don't have enough creativity to theorize for it. And I said what I said. I was fucking theorizing every week. I was like, this is what's going to happen next. I was dissecting trailers. I was like, this scene's going to happen next. This scene is this. This is going to happen to this person. I was theorizing like crazy. And if you watch a show and you're like, oh, it's too grounded, I can't theorize about it just because it doesn't have magic in it, you are uncreative. And I'm really sorry that you live with an uncreative brain. And I'm really sorry if that's harsh, but it's true.
I will say this. So I think that the reason people don't like the Falcon and Winter Soldier is because, again, it goes back to like the whole like once a show's done, you kind of forget it thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how it's been with all of them, right? Because there's not the week-to-week hype anymore. And I think a lot of people liked it when it was coming out. A lot of people liked it. Because at the time, we had WandaVision and I called it Captain America, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Those were the two shows. And I know a lot of people in your friend group, a lot of people everywhere were saying 2 episodes in, this is better than WandaVision. I like this better than WandaVision. And then when it ended, everyone said, this is better than WandaVision. And then Loki came out. And for some reason, people were like, the Falcon and Winter Soldier is the worst. Like after Loki's episode 1. Literally, people said Falcon and Winter Soldier sucks. It's
no,
I
fucking remember after the first episode of Loki. I don't care. I'm gonna call him out. Soups called you, FaceTimed you, and he was like, Falcon and Winter Soldier sucks ass. And I was like, what the? Huh?
I think after the first Loki episode, I said I think it was the better episode than.
That's fine. Saying it's better is fine.
But I
to say
did
that
not.
It's ass is where he goes wrong. And I think a lot of people are like that. And I think if anything, it takes, not to toot my own horn, it takes strength and resilience to stick by a show when every single Marvel show that's come out, like it's been like, oh my God, I love WandaVision. And then the Falcon Winter Soldier comes out and it's like, WandaVision sucks ass. Loki comes out, the Falcon Winter Soldier actually sucked ass, now that I think about it. Hawkeye came out, and then everyone fucking hated Loki. When everyone loved Loki when it was coming out. People just can't understand that you can like multiple things. And it's crazy.
And it's the whole comparison thing. And to be honest with you guys, I look at the shows and I think Hawkeye's my favorite. Is it the most recent one? Yes. Do I think Moon Knight's going to top it? Yes, I do. So I'm kind of the stereotype.
Hey, but you're saying it now,
but
so it's fine.
But I think the Falcon Winter Soldier is number 2 over Loki. I think at the time I really was on the Loki train. But I think that here's the thing, and then we'll move on to another topic. It's okay to have changing opinions because when you watch a movie, you see it all in one sitting and then you process it. A TV show is a week-long thing. So after the last episode, you see the full vision, you process it differently. So it kind of does make sense to me why people can change their opinions because you've seen the final product.
Yeah, but it's like...
Sorry if you guys heard a loud-ass car drive by.
No, you can't hear it in the mics. The thing is like, yeah, you can process the whole thing, but that shouldn't take away from all the great things that happen in the show.
You're right.
Unless the finale is an absolute, total, complete dog shit bomb, like that doesn't take away from the fact that you've liked the other 5 episodes. 5 episodes should outweigh 1 episode.
You're right.
I should. Okay. Do you want to do Star Wars this week, or do you want to save this for next week, since it'll be the Boba Fett finale?
We'll save Star Wars for next week because we got already almost a full episode out
I know,
of Marvel.
we've got a lot going on. Okay, so we'll save Star Wars for next week, guys. We only have a few for Harry Potter.
So yeah, this is basically going to be called like Marvel Unpopular Opinions, and then we'll
And others.
Yeah.
This one person, who I actually know who said this, they said that I didn't like Cedric and I was not sad when he died. Extremely unpopular.
I was very sad when he died.
My boy.
But like Cedric wasn't to me. To me, Cedric isn't really in the Goblet of Fire that much, unless I'm just misremembering.
Anti Robert Pattinson stand.
Oh, hell no.
You don't even deserve his Batman.
You know what? I think the people who don't deserve to see this movie are the people who haven't seen his work outside of Twilight and Harry Potter. And are we doing? I hate gatekeeping, but this is like a funny little thing between me and Cam. I see all these people that are like, the boys don't deserve him because.
Talk more into your mic. You were starting to pull back like this. It still picks up. I was just. Can you not move? Speak.
Are we good?
Yes, I was just holding it up for you.
Okay, cool. So everyone's like, the boys don't deserve him because they weren't
don't.
there for his Twilight era.
That you
Like,
don't.
Have you been there for him post Twilight though? Let's be real. None of you have. Good
I'm sorry
time.
I don't want to
Tenet,
watch the fucking
Devil All the
Lighthouse.
Time.
I'm
The
sorry I don't
Lighthouse.
want to watch the stupid fucking Lighthouse. Actually, I have seen the Devil all the time, so I
Exactly.
can see the Batman. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, The Lighthouse sucks ass.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to watch it. And
sucks ass.
I'll watch Tenet, but like I don't want to have a headache. So.
Okay. Someone said Snape sucked and we bullied I can't read your handwriting.
Oh my God, you just can't read. Someone said that Snape sucks and he bullies children for no reason. Became a very common, actually, this is actually a very popular opinion amongst Harry Potter TikTok, right? And I don't know why it became so popular. First of all, take a step back and get off your high horse. If I was a teacher and my students acted like Harry Potter and Ron Weasley, of course I'd hit them upside the head with a book. They're annoying. They are, straight up. Love them to death. Harry Potter's my favorite fucking character. They're annoying. They're horrible students. And I think Snape is valid to be highly irritated with them. Also, not to mention, Snape is probably fucking irritated because he has to double team for Dumbledore. And he's like, this is all because of you. And you're an arrogant little boy. You're kind of annoying. And he's like, I'm going through this complete turmoil with Voldemort and all these annoying people. And I can't just live because of you.
Yeah, it's fucked.
All right.
Don't I just do the last one and move on to the other stuff?
Order of the Phoenix is the
I just
best.
don't feel like talking about Harry Potter too much.
Order of the
today.
Phoenix is the best Harry Potter movie. Simply no.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
It's good though. It's top 5.
It's okay.
It's top 5. I think that it's got its moments.
Do you want to speed run some of these?
Yes.
All right, speed run. The only unpopular opinion we got for DC was that the Suicide Squad is better than any DC film, and that includes The Dark Knight. Thoughts?
Wow, that's a bold statement. I love the Suicide Squad movie. It's one of my favorite DC movies for sure, but I don't think it's better than the Dark Knight trilogy.
Absolutely not. Which fandom do you want to talk about next? Hunger Games?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Okay. This person says that they feel bad for Gale. Why?
Do you want me to talk like this? Can you hear me?
I tried to do it without you fucking looking.
No, it's fine. Who cares?
It's just sometimes it gets down like in between those two, and I just want you just hold a little closer.
Okay. I'll talk louder.
You don't have to talk louder. Just talk normally. Just hold the mic closer. Someone says that they feel bad for Gale. Why? I don't. Gale. Katniss came back. By the way, we're watching the Hunger Games movies later tonight. Because he hasn't watched them in a while, which is why I'm the one talking right now. Katniss came back from the Hunger Games traumatized from being almost killed, and Gale had the audacity to be mad that she kissed Peeta. Like, he was mad about that. I'd be like, motherfucker, I had to survive in that shit. Leave me alone. And then, not to mention, in Mockingjay, I think part 2, Gale literally is the one. Gale, what's it called? Not creates. He does a war crime. What's the word?
Commits?
Thank you. I was
You're
having
welcome.
a brain fart. Gale fucking commits a war crime and drops bombs on like these healthcare workers that are helping people in the Capitol and kills Prim. Prim is dead because of Gale. Fuck Gale. Fuck Gale. And if you're Team Gale, I'm sorry, but get out of my face. And then someone also said that the only good part of the Hunger Games is the actual games, which is kind of true. It's the most interesting part of it. Like the whole concept of the Hunger Games is like absolutely insane. So you're valid, I think, in that opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
Correct?
like the first two Hunger Games movies are so much better than the others. It's not even funny.
The other two are still really good though, but the first two are way better. Okay, Game of Thrones. We disagree on this one.
I don't even, honestly, we might have to save some of these for another episode because like the Marvel hot takes drained me a little bit.
Okay, which
if we go into Game of
name-
Thrones right now, it'll be
name-
2 hours
Ooh.
longer and it will be it'll
Okay.
get ugly.
one last fandom that you want to talk about then? Your options are Outer Banks, Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, Percy Jackson.
I want to do
Twilight.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things?
Yeah. First of all, when the fuck is season 4 coming out? It's been since 2019. I know it's coming out
No,
this
I
year,
know.
but can they give us a damn release date?
I agree. This person says Max and Nancy are the best characters in Stranger Things. No. Max, I would allow. Nancy, no, not after season 1.
Nancy Wheeler, yeah, that's an insane take. I think it's clear that some of the best characters are Hopper,
Steve,
11, Steve,
Dustin.
Those are like
Love
the best.
them.
But like
Max too.
my hot take that I brought for this Stranger Things talk is that I think I've been a Steve stan since day one.
Yes,
Since he
even
was
when
a
he was an
full-on douche.
asshole.
Yep,
This person
I
says
could sense that he was gonna have that turnaround.
this person was actually Jenna. Jenna says that Steve and Nancy are better than Jonathan and Nancy, and I agree, but that's just because I love Steve.
She said Steve and Nancy's better, right?
Yes,
I agree wholeheartedly.
yeah, I think
Jonathan, I don't want to talk about him right now. He's kind of
a creep,
he's kind of lame.
a little bit.
Did he beat Steve's ass? Yes. Would they? I don't know. I want to see a rematch.
I want to see
Steve with the bat. Let's see that.
Yeah, I agree. Steve with the bat right to Jonathan's face. Make it look better.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was mean. I take it back.
Real quick, and we will talk a few more about these. Next week, we're going to do Star Wars and some of these other fandoms. It'll be a part 2.
Yes, next week we'll have Star Wars, Twilight, Percy Jackson, Game of Thrones, Outer Banks, and probably more. If I'll put more stuff on my story.
Yeah,
and probably
it'll be a 2-parter because we didn't want to Marvel's a lot.
Marvel took a lot out of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, this next one says, I'm tired of waiting for a full trailer. I agree.
For Stranger Things?
Yes.
Just drop the damn thing.
When
Jesus.
is the show coming out? Like, ugh.
And no other TV show can get away with this. Literally, we have not seen it's Kim.
Yeah.
Last decade, 2019. It's 2022.
Yeah.
You don't do that with
it's
TV.
been so long.
You don't do that with TV.
I don't even.
It's been way too damn long.
I was just hit with the reality of how long quarantine's been. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
just
it's
came to
crazy.
I just came to terms with the concept of time.
2 years in March. I feel like I lost some of my life, some years. Like college, that's a blur to me.
I think I'm coming to terms with my morality.
Time, where'd all the time go? Started to fly.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have a conniption. Honestly, that's crazy. Last one. Someone said that they think that 11 is the best character.
I strongly disagree. She is one of the best characters in the show, but not the
If
best.
she was the best character, she would have been able to fully carry season 2, episode 7, and she didn't. It's the worst episode of the entire show.
Facts.
Not just season 2, the entire show.
One of the worst episodes of TV in like a hit show ever.
Yeah. And if she was the best character, she could have carried it, but she didn't. So she's fine.
I think
she needs to die.
Hopper might be the best character, personally.
Steve for me.
I mean, Steve's my favorite, but I think Hopper's the best character in the show.
Fair. Valid.
Yep. And he's alive, thank God.
Underrated Stranger Things character, Lucas's sister. The little girl.
Oh, yeah.
She's funny.
She's all right.
I love her and
Honestly,
Dustin.
underrated character for me would be Robin.
Oh, love her. My
Robin's
queen.
Robin's great.
Love her.
Of the adults, they all kind of suck. So never mind.
Of the adults,
Aside, Hopper,
underrated adult character is
the teacher.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
The teacher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love him.
He's goated.
All right, guys. That was a lot of unpopular opinions.
That was a lot. A lot.
Were they really that unpopular, though? Because some of them I felt like
Some were steamier than others.
Some of them I felt were valid.
Hopefully you guys could hear me.
Oh, my God. I knew I
It's a
shouldn't have even said
joke.
anything.
It was a joke.
I should have let you just worry about it in post-production.
It was a joke. I really don't care that much.
What a time.
Yep, we'll be back next week with Star Wars and other fandom unpopular opinions.
Again, thank you if you are
Yeah.
one of the people that
Yep.
responds to my Instagram story, because you make it fun, and I appreciate you very much.
Thank you. If you're watching the video version, make sure to subscribe. We're close to
Yeah.
200 subscribers here, so make sure
Nice.
to share this page around with people, because all the podcast episodes used to be on her individual channel. Now they are on this channel. Subscribe to, follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff. Leave good reviews.
Yeah.
We have a P.O. box now.
We do. We have a P.O. box.
Last week we said we're signing up for one. We officially
the
have one.
address to the P.O. box is in the link in my bio. I don't know if you put in the link in your bio.
I'll put it in the description of the video version.
Yeah.
Here on YouTube.
Send us a letter. I put on my Instagram story, I was like, send us a letter, send us funny memes, or send us a picture of your cat. And I'm going to put heavy emphasis on sending me a picture of your cat. I'll take pictures of any animal, but specifically if you have a cat, send me a picture of your cat. It'll make me so happy. It'll probably go on my wall, honestly.
Yeah.
Actually, genuinely it will, especially if it's a cute picture.
You can start a
like,
cat wall.
Dead ass. I will. I'll write your name. I'm going to write your name on the back of it.
Yeah.
That's actually a really cute idea.
That is.
Okay, yeah, fucking send me pictures of your cats.
I like that. That's cute.
Or send me pictures of you. I'll make a little wall of you guys.
Yeah.
In my room.
Who wants to be the first person in the history of our PO box to send us something?
First cat
It's a
on my
competition.
wall. It is a competition.
Yeah. We'll see, but
We also keep getting random people's mail in our PO box.
yeah,
so.
because we signed up for one and they gave us a new one and it's all weird. I don't get it.
If you do send us something send something to our PO box, shoot us a DM as well,
Yeah.
so that we can like
Yep.
keep an eye out for it.
Yep. Also, I started a Patreon, so
He did.
it is a cool new step for me. It's basically a bunch of different tiers. I have a video explaining it.
He's done more
yeah.
for his Patreon than I ever did for my Patreon. In
You're
the
gonna
past
get
week.
it's basically like a daily Twitter feed of me like giving you guys updates and talking to you, and then like extra videos,
Yeah, he's
live
already
streams,
made a whole video.
Zoom calls, a bunch of different stuff. Request movie reviews,
If you
a
want
bunch of cool things over there.
Want to hear his live action thoughts about the Hunger Games series that we're literally going to watch all 4 movies tonight, subscribe to his Patreon and he'll let you know.
Yeah, Punisher. I'm about to finish that. 5 eps left. Video of you coming. I'm sure your friend Jenna will like that.
Oh, I'm sure she will.
Yeah, I love Punisher. So we have a lot of exciting stuff coming through the rest of the year, and I'm ready to conquer it.
Yeah. We're meeting Sebastian Stan.
We are. Johnny Boy.
We are meeting Jonathan Bernthal.
Yep.
Um,
I think it's safe to say that the way we play this year is what I don't know the fucking lyrics.
the way we play tonight is what we leave behind. It all comes down to right. Now it's up to us. So what are we gonna be? T-E-A-M team. Gotta work it out, turn it on.
Give me the solo low.
This is the last time to get it right. This is the last chance to make it our night. We gotta show what we're all about. Wildcats work together. This is the last chance to make our mark.
History will know who we are.
This is the last game, so make it count. It's now or never.
16.
ILD,
16.
Wildcats.
16.